Everybody, it's Chic, back with another video. So, today we are doing contour and highlight. So what I'm going to do is have one side of my face just be like a basic everyday one, and the other side of my face is going to be an extreme one. So if you want to know how to do this, which the only two products I have on my face that offer any kind of coverage are a liquid foundation, which I feature in another video. So the products that we're going to be working with today are really basic accessible products for the basic everyday contour and then setting the more extreme contour. We're going to be working with this e.l.f. palette. It's a contour palette, so it's got a lighter and a darker contour shade, and then it's got some highlight shades. And then for blush, I have another e.l.f. palette, and it says Total Face Palette. So you see it's got a little bit of like a lightish brown, and then some blushes, and then like a light blush highlight kind of color. And then for the more extreme contour, we're going to be working with the NYX Wonder Stick. There we go. My dog is currently getting up behind me. You want to guest star? Hi, baby. Anyway, so the NYX Wonder Stick is a double-ended stick that has a contour side and a highlight side. So the highlight side of mine is basically gone, but I prefer the contour side anyway. We're going to start with the more extreme contour side because the second part in the process is mostly the same. For the lighter side, I'll just be doing powder, and then to blend out the more extreme, I'll be doing powder. So first, I do the cheekbone contour. So there are two ways to find your starting point. One, the top of your ear, right there. Two, open your jaw and find out where the joint is. So you see right there, that's the bottom of my cheekbone. There's the top of my ear. You see it connects in a line. So when you follow that line, ta-da! So you only want to come in probably to about in the here region. Well, that's a third way to find it, I guess. You can take your face. There's your line. That's our starting point. So we bring it back into the hairline and draw a line there. Aren't we pretty? 2, the nose. There are several ways to do the nose as well. One way that you can do it if you want a narrow contour there, so like only a little highlight and then the contour, you can take your tweezers and put them in that and then do a line. You can kind of see it. But what I like to do, you can feel that you don't want to put the contour on the outside of your nose. You want to actually find the edge of the front of your nose bone and then cartilage. So you take it from here and you drag it down to the tip of your nose. Ta-da! Now, next, we're going to do up here. So, depending on the shape of your forehead, changes the goal of your contour up there. If you have a really big forehead, I'd say I have a pretty normal, maybe even small forehead. I don't know. Then you want to make it appear smaller. Or you can highlight it and be like, hey, I got a big forehead and it's beautiful. You do you. So what I do is I come in the temple. I do a spot in the temple. Then come up here and do around there. And bring it back in there. So it just kind of blends instead of that because I have my hair up right now. So instead of having that hair thinning look, it's just going to kind of blend that out. Next is the jaw. For the jaw, we come behind. That's an obvious jawbone. We come behind there. So I'm going to make a little mark there. And then we don't want to do it on the jawbone. That's just saying, hello, this is where my face ends. No, what we want to do is give the appearance of a little bit of a shadow there so our jawline looks sharper. Might take a few pounds off. So underneath, not on it, underneath it. There we go. So this is just a basic, but still more bold contour. So I'm going to go over this Go over it so that we have a little bit to blend out, because we are going to blend this, of course. So I'm going to take this highlight stick, which is basically gone, but there's a little bit left, and we're going to go here. What I'm doing is just kind of stippling it on that cheekbone up there, but what you'll also find in other tutorials and how-tos on contouring is doing a triangle right here. And the reason being, you want this not only highlighted and bright so that you look well rested, but also to blend in so it's not just like bam. So I'm going to do a bit of a V. You know what? I'm going to use my finger because this is almost gone. So you got a little bit there. So next we're going to take a beauty sponge. This is a Real Techniques. I also have a beauty blender. I also just have regular cosmetic sponges. So we're going to take this Real Techniques sponge and on a portion that you do not use for foundation. So I use for foundation this part right here, which is the curved part of that flat side, and I use the tip for my foundation. What I do not use for my foundation is here and here. So that's what I'm going to be using to blend my contour, is mostly the flat side. So you just take it and you stipple it out, and you will find that you'll have to actually like rub it a tiny bit, but you don't want to rub it off. So we're blending, and we're blending, and we're blending. We're aggressively blending. And we're going to blend the nose contour. You don't want to blend it to the point where it's not there anymore, but you don't want to have it, you know, hi, look, I have face paint. So we're blending. So what I personally do is, you can still tell there's a line there. I'm going to turn this light off and back on. So you can still tell that there is, well, obviously there, I haven't blended that one yet. But you can still tell there's a line there, because I'm going to go over it with either a translucent powder or a setting powder. So now we're going to blend here. When you're blending, you don't want to like have it a huge fade out, because then you're contouring the whole area. But it is essentially gently fading it out. With the jaw contour, you can fade it down further than you can fade it up. So we're taking that, we're gently dragging it down just a little bit. And then the top line, we're doing the same. We're bringing our foundation color into it to blend it a little bit. Getting back there, making sure that's blended. Okay. Now a different part of the sponge, I'm going to blend right here. So now, after we've got our cream contour done, we're going to go over it. So I take this brush, comes to a point just a little bit there, and I'll pick up a little bit of each of the contour colors, and then I'll start at that top of the ear jaw mark and just do that. So you see that's a lot bolder. So we're going to do that again. So for my nose, I pinch it. And then, again, it's on top of the nose. It's on the side of the top of the nose, not out here. We come in to here where it connects with our brow bone. I also do that nostril line. Then we come in to our hairline as well. And the very beginnings of our forehead. It gives our forehead more depth. And we're going to do under here. And I'm just lightly dragging the brush in the areas. And this I almost square off. So I do up and down and then this way. Because if I were skinnier, that's how my jaw would look. I used to have a sharp jaw. Oh well. Okay, so for the side that's just a more natural everyday contour, we're basically going to do the same thing, just without the stick underneath. So we take our contour colors. I can't look at this backwards. We find that line either by finding the end of your cheekbone and the beginning of your jawbone, or just the top of your ear down. You add a little contour to it. And then I just bring it up a little bit to kind of blend there. And we do the same here. Bring it underneath our jawbone, not on it. Well, I mean, you know, on the underside of it. So one thing I didn't show with the stick, which you can do with the stick, but I prefer it to be a little bit more subtle. So I just put it in my contour colors right there. What it does is it increases the shadow underneath your lip and gives you a little bit more of a pouty look. So I have a small top lip. Oh well. So this is me just resting face, just relaxed before. After. You can also go in your Cupid's bow if you'd like to accentuate that. Bloop, like that. So, same thing with the nose. I pinch it, and then I come in and drag it down that line. See, this one's darker. This one's more subtle. Bring it up into that brow bone. And then, same up here. A little bit in the temple. And then a little bit just on the hair, like, not on the hairline, on the, there. We're going to make these two meet. Hello, nice to meet each other. So to make the blush on this side a little bit more bold and hello, I'm actually going to use a matte lip gloss. Well, yeah. So I'm not going to put it straight on my face. I'm going to put it on my ring finger and then dot it like that on my thumb to kind of fade it out a little bit. And a brush to really move that color around. So this is just going to give me a base of color that is going to stay really well because it's a matte color. That's going to stay all day. And I'm going to go over that with a regular blush and blend it out and such. But for the more bold side, we got a little bit of base of color. So the way that I go into my blush, I usually just take it in a circle and pick up these three. Then you smile. And you just go for it. So I'm getting my blush. Dee 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 dee. Put on some blush. Now, some highlight. We're going back to the contour palette. I'm going to come in there and pick up that highlight and put it on the very top of my cheekbone. So think about where the light would hit when it's above. So then in the middle of your forehead and coming down here, you bring that out a little bit. Down your nose. Get that highlight down there. Yeah. On your chin. And on my other side. There we go. So I've already done a setting powder on top of my liquid foundation, so I'm not going to go back in with a setting powder. I'm going to go back in with a translucent pressed powder. So I have CoverGirl True Blend. Mine is in translucent medium. So I take my big floofy brush, swirl, 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 and then we just let the different bits of makeup get to know each other and blend out. So when you're blending your nose, you don't want to go side to side, because think about it, the lines are vertical, so you want to blend vertically. And then the opposite on the other bits, you don't want to just erase all the work that you just did. You want to go with it. There we go. Again, my apologies that this is not a super high quality camera. This is a brand new baby channel. So, baby steps. I will get a good camera and a good lighting at some point, but for now, just bear with me. I love you. This is a more bold contour, and this is a more everyday contour that I would do. Just a soft bit there, and then up there. Thank you guys for watching. That is a basic contour. This with a cream stick, and then blend with powder. This side with just powder contour. If you have any questions about just more details on that or anything else, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell. Ding! Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.